Hello and welcome to Fox 10 Talks for this Monday. And
Yes.
it kind of feels like a Monday. You've been running around getting stuff done for your other show.
It does feel like a Monday,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's very, very busy, and it's a
Yes.
holiday week. And
I know, and you can feel it out there, right?
oh
The
my
traffic
gosh.
and the crowds,
Oh my
and
gosh. Yeah.
everyone's trying to get that last minute stuff together. And,
Mm-hmm.
it's a good reminder to have some patience right now because people are getting a little bit wild right
Yeah.
now. It's
Parking
that
lots
crunch
are
time.
crazy.
Yeah.
I was trying to get some last minute shopping done yesterday. I got it done, but it was like,
Yeah.
like the cars.
You were on a mission. I know, it's everywhere right now. And we, a lot of people are traveling for the
Yeah.
holiday. A lot of people are coming here as well. Our weather's been
Oh my
amazing.
gosh.
Record breaking again today and yesterday.
It's crazy. Like first day of winter,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel like
No,
it.
we broke a record for heat yesterday.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
but yeah, a lot of people, the rush is on, the holiday rush. So let's check in now with Amalia Roy. She's right here in Phoenix Airport. Amalia, we're expecting potentially record crowds this Christmas, this holiday season, according to TSA.
Yes, we could see some record crowds, and I heard you mention people wanting to come to this nice weather, and I spoke to people who said just that. It's been a big mix of people from across the country, but what we've seen are a lot of people that are excited to leave their cold homes and to come here and see some sunshine.
7 a.m. We didn't get to board till like 8:30, and then we sat on the plane for like 30 minutes until we actually took off, and then we landed and we were stuck on the plane for another like 20 minutes and could not get off. So I would say pretty horrible.
What you're hearing from those girls are we have been seeing some delays as much as people are excited. On Friday, we actually saw the roughest day for air travelers so far with 11,656 delays and 865 cancellations. But this is also part of so many people traveling this holiday season. According to AAA, more than 122 million people will travel at least 15 miles from home for the holidays. The vast majority, nearly 110 million, will drive. 8 million are expected to fly domestically, and that would break a record for year-end travel, and nearly 5 million people will take some other form of transportation. The TSA says the busiest they're expecting from this holiday rush is that Sunday after Christmas, with nearly 3 million people passing through TSA checkpoints across the country. In Phoenix, Amalia Roy, Fox 10 News.
All right, Amalia, thank you for that report from Sky Harbor Airport. I know a lot of people who are having to deal with that right now. Getting to the airport early is key because you just don't know. Also, some people are running into the problem with that real ID thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're getting there, and even though it's been out there,
Right.
people are not didn't realize it at the time. So some people are having to kind of clogging up some of those lines and get the real ID. And so
Yeah. Have you heard anybody who's gone to the airport and they paid more money
I
to
haven't heard that yet, but that was one of the options they
It
were
is,
were
yeah.
allowing because again, some people just did not get the word or didn't get around to it, and so if you have to go somewhere and you don't have a passport, you don't have the real ID, they were going to allow you to pay,
Right.
or not allow you to. They were going to charge you, I think, close to $40.
Right.
But if you got to travel and you don't have time to do it, I guess
Right.
that's one
that
way
would
around
kind of
it.
be the only option you could,
Yeah.
I guess you could do, I guess.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm staying put this Christmas.
I know.
I don't have to travel.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice when you can just avoid that hassle.
Yeah.
And stay here where the weather is so nice.
That's true. Or you can work, which I'm working.
Yeah.
So, hey, you could always watch Fox 10, everybody,
Exactly.
and, spend the Christmas holiday with us.
And then later on today, on the news at 4 or 5, our newscast today, Steve Nielsen is out he went to the Biltmore
Oh,
Hotel Resort to find people who are enjoying our warm
right.
weather. They're by the pool. They're poolside here.
Oh my gosh. So this is funny. So we had a family in from Kansas City. We used to live there, and they were in town. And they were at the Westin, Kierland. And so they have like a lazy river.
Oh yeah.
And it's heated, of course. But so we saw the family last night. Same thing. They were just like loving life.
Yeah.
And they told us, they're like, oh my gosh, we were there. It was when we left, it was 25 degrees
Oh my gosh.
there. So they spent all weekend in the lazy river.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's hard for us to believe just how cold it is in
I
other
know.
parts of the country right now because we're just loving it. I mean, this is our sweet spot, of course. You will be paying for it in the summertime, but it's just so nice right now. So
know. It's
I have a
perfect.
feeling we will have a lot of visitors here getting out of those cold environments and coming here where the weather's so nice.
I know. Yeah. And I guess if you guys are in the comment section too, let us know. Do you have any family from out of town? What are they like loving about our weather, or are you spending it out of town too? Or are you headed out of town, going someplace, maybe somewhere, I don't know, place chillier? Are you looking forward to getting out of town to spend it? Maybe you like snow.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. And again, we're going to be the place to be right now. That is for sure. Mm-hmm. We want to talk about a couple things we're going to hit on today. We're going to, at some point, we're expecting a live news event from Mar-a-Lago where President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth will be making an announcement from Mar-a-Lago. Here's the live picture. We believe that this announcement is going to be dealing with shipbuilding in the United States, and possibly what the president calls a new class of warship as part of his Golden Fleet, he's calling it. He posted some video on Friday to his social media talking about this new frigate class of ships made by Americans, and he says they want to launch the first ship in 2028. So that's the view right now from Mar-a-Lago. They were expecting to start about at the top of the hour, but it's been a bit delayed. So we'll check back in with that situation and see what they have to say about that as soon as we see the president and Pete Hegseth walk into that room.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. And buy your Powerball ticket?
I didn't. Have you? Did you buy
I
one?
bought one, like $2. What you just give
Is
it a
the
shot.
drawing tonight?
Tonight,
It
yes.
is tonight. Okay. Well, I can go on my dinner break and buy one.
$1.6 billion.
You don't want to miss out.
No,
like you just don't. Well, you just don't want to be the one that forgot to buy one.
You don't go crazy. You don't have to buy. Your odds do not improve the more you buy, unless you buy something insane like a million of.
Yeah, and the other thing too is I feel like every time that we do have the Powerball drawing, there's always someone who wins $1 million in the Valley.
Yeah.
Like it could be,
Yes.
like it could be the million in Cave Creek or some QT, someplace.
Yeah,
they always do pretty well.
And yesterday, or the drawing from Saturday, I believe, there were 3 $50,000 winners in Phoenix, well, surrounding areas. But yeah, one was West Valley, one was I think Cave Creek. So 3 people won $50,000,
which is great.
That's awesome right before Christmas.
Yeah.
That is why it's so important to make sure you check your tickets, though. If you see nobody won that big one, and maybe you don't think to look, there's been a few times where people have let that money go. There's a time period where you don't get it anymore.
Throw it away.
Yeah.
By
So check them just in case. But this one tonight is expected to be $1.6 billion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and it keeps going up because no one's winning.
Yeah, it's been rolling over for a while now. And the cash value of that is, after you pay all the taxes on it, would be $735.3 million. Maybe not all the taxes. I guess that's probably federal taxes. So that would be the 4th largest Powerball jackpot in the multi-state lottery game's history, and the 2nd largest prize this year. So last year there was one ticket that was sold worth $1.787 billion. That was sold in Missouri and Texas. Remember they split.
They split it. Yeah.
And so there's some really interesting things about what people should do with that if you do win.
Right.
I mean, you'd think all your problems are solved, but a lot of them would be solved.
Yeah,
but...
yeah, they would. And first off, if you go bankrupt, and what is wrong with you? I mean, that's the thing. But so many people do.
Well, the guy that won in California a couple of years ago, Edwin Castro, he won. It was a $1.2 billion jackpot. Within weeks, he bought a $45 million mansion, a $25 million mansion, and then a $4 million house near where he grew up. And all these cars, I mean, yeah, sure, have fun.
Right.
But the maintenance and the taxes and all that, that stuff that really piles up on you.
Totally.
And you could end up it's hard to think about going broke, but you start having these properties that require so much maintenance and taxes and all of that. It starts going fast.
Yeah. And you really, I think what they say usually, financial experts, is that you just should live off interest and whatnot, but he's like a single guy. He doesn't have any kids.
He's having fun. I guess a lot of people would. They're saying people who are in that situation, though, where you might have the tendency to overspend, kind of to your point. It's hard for them to think of this, but they say take the annuity, take it where you get it each year, because you have to sort of have a budget in a way.
Yeah, it's like the Bobby Bonilla.
Yes.
The baseball player,
right.
He just takes that payday every single year.
Right.
It's guaranteed money.
Yeah.
And he's still alive.
And you kind of have to
paid.
You have to manage that a little bit more than if you've got this gigantic pot of money. And I was actually looking, the Money Crunchers on it's a person, a CPA, has got a social media account. It had some do's and don'ts. Basically, if you find yourself in this position. And
Yeah.
one of the ones I think this would be so hard to do, but they say if you win, don't tell anybody.
Yeah,
like
no.
maybe your spouse, obviously, but you just don't tell anybody. You kind of keep going to work. You keep doing all that. You act normal while you get an attorney to work all of this stuff out.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of wild. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. I think we're going to go to Mar-a-Lago now, where the president and Pete Hegseth are about to speak. Let's listen in.
And we're building for the United States Navy. As you know, we're desperately in need of ships. Our ships some of them have gotten old and tired and obsolete, and we're going to go the exact opposite direction. We're delighted to be joined by Secretary of War Pete Hegseth, who's doing a fantastic job, and Secretary of the Navy, John Phelan. Marco Rubio is here, who gave a great few words toward the end of last week. He spoke for a couple of hours on what a good job we're doing, which is true. As Commander-in-Chief, it's my great honor to announce that I have approved a plan for the Navy to begin the construction of 2 brand new, very large, largest we've ever built, battleships. You know, you used to build the Iowa, the Missouri, the Wisconsin, the Alabama, many others. We had big battleships. These are bigger, but they will have 100 times they'll be 100 times the force, the power, and there's never been anything like these ships. These have been under design consideration for a long time, and it started with me in my first term, because I said, why aren't we doing battleships like we used to? And these are the best in the world. They'll be the fastest, the biggest, and by far 100 times more powerful than any battleship ever built. So if you look at the Iowa, the Missouri, Wisconsin, Alabama, and others, but they were similar in size, some a little bit bigger than the others, but if you take the biggest one, it's 100 times more powerful. They're longer by a little bit, but and they're bigger ships, but they hold much more. They use the word lethality. Battleships are the largest, sturdiest, and most heavily armed vessel built specifically for naval combat. While America has built many new warships over the years, they've tended to be smaller, much smaller.
So there's President Trump there talking about these ships that he wants to start building in the United States, part of his new fleet that he's calling the Golden Fleet.
Welcome back to Pakistan Talks on this Monday. And we want to go back to Mar-a-Lago right now. President Trump and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, they're talking about building some ships here in America. So let's go back right now.
Of national power. We stopped making them for whatever reason, I don't know. And I want to congratulate John Thalen, who is your secretary of the Navy. He came to me the first day we met. He talked about battleships, and I said, you're absolutely on the right track. He said, why are we doing other things? We have missiles, which are much more expensive. By the way, these battleships have tremendous numbers of missiles, but they also have guns. And in many ways, guns can do the trick just as well as missiles at a tiny fraction of the cost. Once completed, these new 30 to 40,000 ton plus vessels will be the flagships of the American naval fleet, and there has never been anything built like them. And I just want to be very clear that we're building them here. We're working with others. We're building them here. We have great Navy yards. We'll be negotiating with some of the companies that are running those yards, taking over the yards. We used to build a ship a day during World War II. Now we don't do ships very much anymore. We do military ships, we do submarines. By the way, we're 15 to 20 years advanced in our submarines over anybody else. That was one of the things that I did in my first term. We make the best submarines by far in the world. We're at least 15 years advanced ahead of anybody else in submarine development. Most powerful, that's right, the most powerful weapon anywhere in the world, undetectable. So the battleships are going to be armed just in terms of guns and missiles at the highest level. They'll also have hypersonic weapons, many hypersonic weapons, state-of-the-art electric rail guns, and even the high-powered lasers that you've been starting to read about. You have lasers where you aim the laser at a target and it just wipes it out. We're going to have, there'll be the most sophisticated lasers in the world, and the most sophisticated laser in the world will be on the battleships that we're building. They'll also carry the nuclear armed sea-launched cruise missiles currently under development, which will be instituted pretty quickly, but they're under development and they've proven to be extremely lethal. The U.S. Navy will lead the design of these ships along with me, because I'm a very aesthetic person, alongside our partners in American industry, and we're going to have Pete Hegseth and Marco and a lot of very talented people involved. But a lot of it's already been done. We've been doing this for months. The construction will create thousands of American jobs. We're going to have the jobs be created. I mean, already we have factories being built unrelated to this, although AI will be a big factor when it comes to these ships. They'll be very AI controlled. Today's announcement is yet another step in our mission to make the United States Navy stronger than ever before. Again, when you talk about 100 times the power of these massive ships that we had years ago, it's pretty amazing. And next week I'm going to meet with the defense prime contractors. I'm going to meet with them here in Florida. And we're going to be talking about production schedules because they're too slow. We have many countries, allies, that are wanting to buy. We make the greatest equipment in the world by far. Nobody's even close, but they don't produce them fast enough. So we're going to be meeting with them to talk about the production schedules. We're going to have strong production schedules. And the only way they're going to be able to do that is to build new plants. Even with the F-35, we have many people who want the F-35 fighter jet. And it takes too long to deliver them to allies or to ourselves. It takes too long. The only way they're going to be able to deliver them is if they build new plants. They don't want to build new plants because that's expensive. So we're going to be discussing production schedules. We're going to be discussing CapEx spending. We'll be discussing the pay to executives where they're making $45 and $50 million a year and not being able to build quickly. They're going to make that kind of money. They have to build quickly. Again, we make the best equipment in the world, but they don't make them fast enough. And we're going to be also discussing dividends. We want the dividends to go into the creation of production facilities. So we'll be talking about all CapEx, dividends, and the pay. We're also going to be talking about buybacks. They spend so much money on buybacks. They want to buy back their stock. I don't want them to buy back their stock. I want them to put the money in plant and equipment so they can build these planes fast, rapidly, like immediately.
All right, welcome back. We are going to continue streaming this news conference from Mar-a-Lago on our YouTube channel. It's streaming there right now if you want to tune in and listen to the rest of that with the president. We're waiting to hear from Pete Hegseth as well. And joining us, we have a special guest on this
Very
Monday.
special.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Cory McCloskey is here.
Yay!
Thank you.
Yes.
I love that
I
introduction.
love this sweater you got going on. So festive.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it's 80 degrees out there, but it still looks good.
I know.
But
I
it's
looked
like-
at the clouds and I thought, this deserves a sweater.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks great.
But it's
Thank
like
you.
20 degrees in the newsroom,
I know.
so you
It's
know
true.
we
Yeah.
gotta
My
we
wife
gotta.
got me this for Christmas last year.
Are you?
I don't wear it often, but when I do,
You probably get the compliments.
tears the house down.
Your wife got that for you?
Yeah, she did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I don't. I'm the worst of all gift givers. I never knock it out of the park.
Really?
I always ding it off the rim. It's.
So are you not paying attention during the year when people are saying like,
I try to. I want the list.
yeah,
It does not bother me to be told.
right.
That's fine, but I have to ask for the list, and that's where I also fall down. I don't ask in time.
Yeah, you need your little assistant, your phone, to remind you to do these
Can
things.
you do that?
Oh yeah. Set it all
What does
up.
it do?
Little AI.
Yeah, a little AI will tell you like at the beginning of December.
It
get these
does?
Christmas gifts. Yeah, we'll get you all
Yeah.
set up, Cory.
What year is
Little,
it?
little assistant.
I should probably push the calendar forward on my phone
yeah,
as well.
Absolutely.
I'm
Yeah,
working around
you'll get set up.
2008.
But having a list is so much better. I agree.
Yeah.
I just, especially if people want something specific, like just let me know. I mean, maybe sometimes it takes the surprise out of it, but for the person who's buying the gift, it's so much easier. you know?
Yes.
I'm gonna be happy.
How about you, Ellen?
Yeah.
Do you hand a list over to your man?
No, I kind of don't, but I feel bad for him because he really
Good.
does.
This is a good start.
He really does try. He really tries really hard, and I
Yeah.
always predict it, and then I always
guess what it is?
always react in a way that can be like, "Oh, I love it," or like, and he always can tell
Oh.
if I'm, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, maybe you should
You know.
take some improv classes.
I know. I should take some improv classes.
How about this? We'll set you up with your phone to remind you, and then
Yeah.
you'll help Ellen with the
Okay,
action.
Yes,
good.
with the acting. Yes.
No.
Yes, I should.
I love that whole idea.
This is funny. So, I always wear like Lululemon to like work out, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, "You really need some like new, like, you know, because like
It's a
you're-
veiled insult.
like no, like new like clothes, because like your workouts clothes are getting kind of dingy, you know, like
Okay.
is what he said. So anyway, long story short,
He's looking. That's good.
long story short, this weekend I got an email that said, "You just purchased, you know,
Oh,
like
see that
because
again.
because you're
connected
because
to
it's
your
connected
account.
to
I
your
know.
account."
Amazon has ruined Christmas.
So I already know
For
what
everyone.
I already know what he bought for me.
Yeah.
And that they look good, but I was just like, "Oh."
Do you guys
yeah.
remember? I don't know if you guys did this when you were kids. Did your family ever like video record you on Christmas Day, like
Yeah.
getting the stuff?
Oh.
You know,
Yeah.
well, we did that. I mean, it's so weird to think about now, but like the whole process would be like Dad would be like panning around,
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
And I remember a couple of years I got things that kind of like you. I didn't like it, you know.
Parcheesi again?
And I hate seeing it. My sister will sometimes send me a clip of it, like that she has it on her phone, and it's me going
Oh.
like,
Oh,
you know,
you
like,
hate your own attitude
yeah,
now.
like a brat. Like I was such a
Yeah.
brat, and I'm like, don't ever show me that again. Like, please.
Yeah. Now, did she think it was good, or she knew you were being a brat?
She knew I was being a brat,
okay.
so she'll kind of remind me of that occasionally, you know, to be
Yeah.
appreciative.
Boy.
So we
Well, I
both
come
got to
from-
work on our acting skills
Yeah, we
here.
do.
Yeah. Well, my sisters and brother and I always had matching expressions on our faces for those very moments because I'm so old that we were in the days of the 8mm
Oh
film.
yeah,
Yeah.
So on the top of this projector, this film camera though, was a light that had to be like the Battle of Britain or like the siege of London. You
Yeah,
know,
it's
we're
clean
looking for
lights.
bombers, and it was so bright. Every picture was us doing this. Just you're holding up Candyland. So, okay, next. Easy bake oven. Well, hurry, please. It was pretty rough.
Right.
That's hilarious.
And we send those too,
that's
and we just
funny.
laugh because it's so darn bright.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, those are great memories, though. I'm glad we have them,
Yeah.
It's so fun to look back on.
It's great.
The different,
Did
We're
you ever get a
styles.
present, Ellen, that you just was like, yes,
Oh man.
when you were a kid?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
No, it's hard.
Did you play
It's
with-
hard.
dolls. I don't picture you playing with
No, I
dolls.
didn't.
Wow. See, this is why Fox 10 Talks is at the top. Because Mark says stuff like that. Did you play with dolls? I don't picture you
No,
playing with dolls. And that opens up a big can
I
of
know,
worms, right?
Can we get an extra half hour?
Okay, Ellen, go on.
No, I was just a tomboy, you know. I played sports, and so I was just I did not.
But you don't
and-
remember one that was like,
No, and my mom, I wanted like a My Little Pony house or something, and my mom would not buy me one. Like she was like, "No, we're not getting that for you."
Wow.
She wanted the Tony's-
told you
She was
directly.
like, she's like,
no.
you're like, she wanted me to play sports, you know.
Oh,
like,
wow.
And so I played sports, and it was just like, we're not buying, you know,
Oh, my
a
God.
Barbie.
Somebody's
a Barbie,
already thinking of
know.
a scholarship.
Yeah, yeah. like,
She doesn't want you distracted
yeah,
by
ponies.
Madison
yeah,
Avenue.
like Barbie Dream House. We're not getting you a Barbie
Oh my
Dream
gosh.
House, you know. And
Barbie's not getting a full ride to Pepperdine.
no, it's like no, she wasn't. So, but I think my mom grew up in a time where like girls couldn't play sports, you know. So she was just like, I want
encouraging you.
Boy, I miss
my
those-
daughter to
what?
play sports.
I wanted, when I think I was 5, I wanted this little red car, plastic, you could sit in a little steering wheel, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Santa apparently didn't get the memo that I wanted it pretty
Oh.
badly. So I didn't get it. So I was bummed. I think I was really bummed. So
Uh-oh.
fast forward to next year when I didn't ask for it.
Is this
And
when
I-
the house burned down?
No.
Oh,
No, that's a different story. No.
Okay.
I got it the next year, right? But you know how kids grow.
Oh.
So I got in this thing. I look like
no.
I was like Buddy the Elf, like in that thing. Like it was ridiculous. I got in there, my knees were like up here, and like the steering wheel was here, and I was like,
I can just
You know.
see this is your
That-
parents' attitude. It's like,
Yeah.
here we go.
yeah.
Cannot win.
And that was the bratty reaction
Yeah,
on the film.
That probably no,
probably.
yeah. There was probably more than one, but yeah. So it's a bit tricky, getting that all
It's
together,
tricky.
making the magic happen.
Yeah.
Christmas magic.
Yes.
It's tough.